He beat you?
Me once, yes. Only once with me.
Beat you with what?
With a switch off the tree.
Yes.
First to begin with. And then with a belt and with a buckle. And there were cuts all over my body. And after that, he threw me on the floor into the restroom.
How old were you?
I was probably, what grade was I in? First grade, I believe it was. Going into the second.
Let me ask you this. Some of the beatings that you talked about generally in your book, you seem to think that that was exclusive to Joseph Jackson and your family, didn't you? You think that that only happened with you?
That's not true.
Do you think that was general?
Let me tell you why my book was written. My book was written basically to bring the awareness of abuse out to children who have been abused all of their life. And that's why I wrote my book. I did not write my book about my family. If I had written my book about my family, you would have heard the most disturbing things you had ever heard in your entire life.
Like what?
Well, I can't tell you that. I might write another one.
Are you?
I can't tell you that. And I'm not telling that either, no. I was writing on behalf of my brothers and sisters. I was writing on behalf of anybody who's ever been abused to let them know, speak out and don't ever take this and don't let everyone abuse you.
They didn't accept that, you see?
Because
once you wrote on their behalf, they didn't accept it.
Because they could not believe or understand this could ever happen in the Jackson family. But now today, it's very different.
They didn't accept that you wrote on their behalf. They thought you violated loyalties, didn't they?
No, I did not violate loyalties. You're totally wrong when you say that.
But Reby said that.
Reby was very wrong. I slept in the same bed with Reby.
Your sister Reby said that.
We slept in the same bed together.
And your mother's very disappointed.
I watched my father do these things to Reby. You must understand. And I probably shouldn't say this on public television, but Reby does not work. Her husband does not work. My parents support her. Michael support her. So what is she going to do? She's going to lie.
What did he do?
Because they will throw her out the house. She has nowhere to go.
What did he do to Reby?
He sexually abused her. I was right there in the bed. And Reby picked up the phone and she called the police one time, I recall, as a young girl. I recall it very, very well. And you know what I did?
Did the police come?
You know what I did later? Yes, they did.
And what happened?
And my mother said, oh, there's nothing wrong here. Everything's just fine. Thank you. She answered the door and that's what she said. And they left.
How did your sister Reby feel that you revealed to the world that she was sexually abused?
She's never told me how she's felt. However, I must tell you this. Reby and I spoke on the phone, and she said to me, LaToya, I want you to tell me something. She says, please tell me. Did Joseph do the same thing to you that he did to me? Did he sexually molest you as a child? She says, because I notice you stay in your room, you never come out, you never speak to anyone, you're extremely shy, you keep your head down. Did he do this to you, LaToya? Tell me. And you know what I said to her? I said, Reby, there's certain things you just don't talk about, isn't there? I couldn't answer her. I was so embarrassed.
Was it you who first went public with it?
It was me who decided that I couldn't deal with it anymore. Mentally, I couldn't deal. I thought about my father and what he did to me every single day, and I felt like a pressure cooker. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I felt like I was going to explode if I didn't get the answers. I called my mother up on the phone several times. Mother, please tell me why Joseph did these things to me. Why did he do this? Why did he sexually abuse me? Why did you watch him do this? And she says, LaToya, this is something that's private. You keep it in the family. You don't tell people about it. I say, I just need answers. I need help. Just tell me. I need help. Just tell me why. I must know why. I have to know why. And she says, no, don't you ever mention it. And if you do, I will deny it. And I will tell people that you're crazy. And I will deny that this ever happened. And that's exactly what she's doing today.
So she
and
told you...
because she did that,
yes.
I wrote the book. And I said,
you...
if she's going to do this, and if she's going to deny this, and she's going to say these things, there must be a lot of other children out there that are going through the same thing that I went through and that are suffering. And I'm going to try to speak out and put a stop to it. And that's what I did. And I will still continue to. I did not write the book to hurt my family or to harm them, but simply to help others.
You're very close to your mother, weren't you?
Oh, we were.
In your book, you wrote about her very lovingly.
We were like this.
Didn't you? Well, why did you do the poor woman that?
We were like this. We were inseparable.
Why did you go do that to the poor woman who protected you against Joseph?
Oh, wait a minute. She is not a poor woman. She is not, to begin with, she is not a poor woman. You're wrong right there.
Who protected you against Joseph? who treated you so
Oh, wait a
beautifully?
second. She did not. When your mother stand and watch your father sexually abuse you, is that being protection?
But
I'm part of her blood. He is not.
You wrote glowingly about her in your book, didn't you?
She did not protect us. Not whatsoever.
Okay, all right.
If anything, my mother should have divorced him.
How would you describe your mother now?
If your wife sexually abused your kids, which I don't know if you have any or not, since you are a devil, I don't know. But, however, if your wife did that to your children, would you allow that, or would you divorce her?
I have 5 beautiful kids, and I never hit them once.
Okay, but I'm speaking of your wife, not you.
Now, let me ask you a question, my dear. Tell me something about your mother. What do you feel about her now? Now, as you sit there.
You know, I think it's best for me to say I'd rather not say.
Okay.
Because simply,
I won't push it.
it's just a number of reasons. My mother is,
Why wouldn't you say?
My mother has 2 faces. And she's always had 2 faces. She's always taught us to hate our father, and we've always hated our father all of our life. We never knew our father. We only knew what our mother told us. And deep down inside, I really believe my father was a good person.
How do you mean you didn't know him? He beat you up?
He was
kicked
never
you
around. That's what I mean. He was never around.
Burnt you,
but when he did come around,
almost shot
these
you.
are the things that he did. When he did come around, he did these things, and she would always paint a very bad picture of him. But she provoked it, on the other hand. She allowed these things to happen.
Now,
she allowed all of these things to happen.
Let's see other things.
As a personality, the only thing we knew and the only emotion he showed was fear.
Is your mother an awful character, yes or no?
I would say absolutely yes. But to the public, she appears like an angel. When she's on television, she's, oh, Latoya, I love you so much. Please come home and please call. And what do? My manager can vouch for this. I pick up the phone and I call, and she hangs up. Every single time.
But when you hang up on your daughter, who not only exposes parts of her body in Playboy, but
first of all, I see nothing
does
wrong
it
with
again, and then goes on to present a soft porn video.
A soft porn video?
Mm-hmm.
What exactly are you speaking of?
I'm speaking about a video which...
No, I think you're getting the Jackson girls mixed up now.
No, I have the video,
think so.
I think it's somewhere around...
A soft porn video?
Well, it looks like that to me.
No, you're wrong.
Would you like me to play it?
Yes, I would. I'd like to see what you call soft porn. Yes, I'm waiting, dear. Please play it.
It's called Latoya's International...
No, play it. I'd love to see it.
Latoya's International Exotic Club.
We're back with Michael J. Peter, the genius behind not only Solid Gold, but over 24 other highly successful clubs throughout the United States. Michael, I understand you have more clubs than that.
Actually, Latoya, we have the chain of Solid Gold clubs throughout the United States and now the world, and also the Doll Houses of America, and most recently our Pure Platinum chain, which extends from Honolulu to New York. We're ready to open Cancun, London, Tokyo, and Paris, France.
Gosh, that's great. You're opening everywhere, aren't you?
We're trying to. We have 9 new clubs opening in the next 6 weeks.
Well, from what I understand is that you've almost single-handedly been responsible for bringing sophistication and elegance to adult entertainment. I want to know, how do you do that, Michael?
Yes, I do.
I don't. You know why?
My mother will.
Then I guess your mother never opens the newspaper here and see the girls on page 3 that are topless, because that's simply what they are, topless.
I suspect...
What do you suspect?
That you're a brilliant publicist and you did all of that for money.
Yes. Yes.
I think so.
I think you're absolutely wrong.
I'm wrong.
No, because first of all, I don't need it. I don't need it. I didn't have to do it for money.
Why you don't need money?
Because actually, our family is very well secure. I don't know what the brothers are doing now because they haven't worked in years.
But you are out of it now. You placed yourself out of it.
Oh, yes, I have. But you
so
must
have to look after yourself.
I'm sure you've heard of Jimmy Cliff. I've written songs for him that have been the biggest seller ever. #1, Reggae Nights, other songs. Those money, it constantly generates, and they're constantly coming in nonstop.
You would like to tell us how much Playboy paid you, would you? The first time around?
No, that's undisclosed. I cannot reveal that figure.
Okay. I was just trying to see if I could get a slip of your tongue.
I'll disclose it. $1 million you got paid.
Oh, but you're not supposed to.
It's okay.
1 million.
1 million, the highest paid ever.
Oh.
And the highest selling issue. Right.
So you got $1 million US, and that was not for avenging your mother, was it? I mean, you did it for the million.
I think the mother would have liked the million.
You did it for the million.
No,
you did it for the million, didn't you?
Honestly, Devil, may I call you Devil?
You may. You may shorten it and call me Dev.
No, I prefer
As many
Devil.
people do.
Actually, I preferred the darkest Devil.
Jack Gordon. You must have had some insight into the Jackson family. Do you accept her definition of a mother?
Meaning?
She said she was two-faced?
Absolutely. Three-faced.
Three. Do you accept her definition of a father?
I like her father.
He likes my father very much, actually.
May I
Oh, go right ahead. It's your show.
you like the father?
I like her father, yeah, very much.
And do you accept that he was brutal and sexually abusive? In spite of that, you like him?
I think Joseph Jackson is insane, totally insane.
Your father's mad?
Yeah. And I think no, I approached the mother. I asked the mother about it, and the mother wouldn't answer me. Then I said to her, how can you stay with a man who would rape your children? And she said to me, he was sick during those years. That was her only answer.
Yes.
May I ask you something? Are you aware of the fact that scandal is an important ingredient in amassing money in public life, you know?
Are you aware that
The
sexual
more
abuse
extreme
of a
things
child
you
is
say,
terrible?
the more money you can make. I'm suggesting that all of these allegations are being made to draw attention to people.
Why would she do that?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
No.
I
Why?
don't know.
Latoya has
I'm asking
money,
you.
she has fame, she doesn't need publicity.
Okay. All right, let me quote you.
No.
Let me quote you.
You know what's...
Let me quote Jack.
You're innocent kids out there,
Everything
Jack.
I've ever
Stop
done
me.
has been strictly for dollars.
Me?
Listen, I'm not
That's
finished
very
with the
true.
quote.
No, that's very true.
If I heard this quote, I would not think it was coming from him. I would think it was
And
coming
that's
from
the way
Michael.
you think.
No, I don't. I don't
But
believe in that at all.
what I'm saying is, if you draw attraction to yourself with a lot of wild statements and allegations,
They're not
you make a
wild
lot of money.
statements and allegations.
not at all.
People observe you.
No, this is the truth.
They call you to Playboy. They call you to present videos.
Latoya has a psychic discovery line. Latoya does pay-per-views. Latoya does motion pictures. Latoya does performances. Latoya is an all-around famous female. 10 years ago, Latoya was Michael Jackson's sister. Today, Latoya is the most recognized girl in the entire world.
Are you happy with your husband's definition of you, as I read just now?
Those are his thoughts. That's the way he thinks. We don't always agree upon the same thing.
I'm asking you, are you happy with it?
I just told you those are his thoughts. We don't always agree.
Do you agree on this one?
Absolutely not.
You don't.
But you must remember he's a manager, and that's the way managers think.
I want to go to Michael Jackson's fans. You're not his brothers, you're simply his fans.
I'm sorry?
No, the fans. I want to go to you. What do you think of his child abuse allegations? Yes.
I don't think that's true at all. I think he just loves children because he never had a childhood, and it's been taken away from him. That now he can buy anything, but he can't buy a childhood. All he can do is experience what it's like to spend time with children, and that's why he spends so much time with children.
Can I hear from
One second.
from you? Hold on, I'm coming to you.
No,
I'm just
I must answer
getting.
this question.
I'm just
he said he
getting.
never had a childhood. I hear this so much. You're right. Michael didn't have a childhood, and he loves children dearly. He really does. However,
But the
Michael's
difference
not the
between
only
you and
Jackson.
him
He's
is-
the only Jackson that didn't have a childhood. My other brothers didn't have one either.
Well, they should spend
And
some
they're
time
all
with
the same
children,
word
shouldn't they?
too. And they don't act the same way.
Oh,
So they should say none of them had a childhood, not just Tim. None of them. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all.
you accept? Do you accept
You have to
that
remember, my manager can vouch for this. I defend Michael. I stand up for him so much. You guys have no idea. I'm always defending him, and he's always calling, saying thank you for saying
But you're
this,
not
and thank you for
defending him
saying
now,
that."
are you?
Oh, yes, I am. You have no idea. If he was here, believe it or not, or if he was listening in, he would be very proud because he know what I can say, and I have not spoken out.
You haven't spoken out. What have you done?
No.
I mean,
He's right. He doesn't want me to say.
Come on, Latoya.
No, you
haven't
guys don't know
spoken
this
out?
family. You have
What
no
have you done?
idea.
Well, speak out
I've spoken out enough tonight, don't you think?
for tonight. What do you think about the allegations?
Me?
Either of you.
I'm prepared to believe that the allegations are true, and I think that
Because
the way...
of the newspapers.
Well, I think the way Janet's prevaricates around the issue tells me, at least, that she's prepared to believe that they're true as well.
Picking it from.
Well, nobody here, besides Janet and possibly Jack, does know Michael Jackson. He's a pop star. He's a pop star, and he's probably, ever since he was, what, 6 years old and he first entered public life, his whole image has been manufactured. That book, Moonwalk, the Oprah Winfrey interview, were probably two of the most rehearsed and calculated things I've ever had the displeasure to witness.
Well, you should tell you off then, shouldn't you? That's it. No one wants you to watch it.
Pauline, do you think the allegations are true?
No, no way.
Have you children?
I've got 2 children, and Michael could take my children away now for a year. And I would not worry at all. Because he's so gentle, it's just not there. It's not there.
You're right.
And everything you've said about Michael is true. I wrote it down.
Right. He's very gentle.
Lovely.
He is. He's
Latoya,
very sweet.
if you had 2 sons...
Everything he does, he can't even wave without doing it gentle.
Let me ask you a question, Pauline.
Yeah.
No,
Pauline's right.
don't
She's
take
right.
Do it with my
Jack,
children.
please,
My
don't take
children
my
have even said out
Please.
of their own mouths that they would love to sleep and cuddle with Michael. And I have not pushed them into it. They've even said that not 1 minute have they thought they're true.
Pauline,
Not
you're
1
right.
minute.
He's a very sweet and kind person.
Jack, what were you going to
Don't
say?
ever think differently.
What
He
were you
really
going to say
is.
to her?
And everything
I was
you've
going to
said
ask you,
about
what if
Michael,
Michael
I've said
abused her
nice
children?
things about him.
How would
It's
she
just
feel
hate
by
them.
letting her children go with Michael then?
Said the-
If you had 2 children now, would you send them to Michael for a weekend?
Yes, I would.
I was
Would
going to
you?
ask
No.
you that.
I
You
would.
said yes.
Yes, I would.
Thank you. I was going to
Would
ask
I?
you
No.
that question.
I would. Sure.
You would?
He's my brother. Of course I would.
Jack, will you?
Absolutely not.
Why?
I
Would
would.
not.
You just would not?
I would not consider it.
I
wouldn't
would.
even think about it.
Remotely?
Did I ask you why, Jack?
Why?
I can't answer the question.
You can't answer the question.
Ago, wasn't Jack Gordon arrested for beating Latoya about the face?
I was
don't
arrested.
Yes.
I don't think that's a very nice thing to do to a child.
I seem to be arrested either.
No.
What, arrested for what?
I was arrested for assault.
For assaulting Latoya Jackson.
Were you?
Yes, he was.
Did you?
Yes.
Did I assault her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit her right in her nose. And I knocked her to the floor, and I was arrested, yes.
So you were doing the same thing Joseph did?
No, wait a second.
Same
You said
allegation.
Joseph didn't do those things.
No, I didn't say
No,
he didn't.
I'm being the devil's
I never
advocate.
said he
You
didn't.
said Joseph didn't do this thing.
Did-
You said
why
I'm
did you do
accusing
that?
him.
I
Sorry?
think the press built it much more than it was. I was undergoing chemotherapy and radiation during the time, though, for cancer, and quite sick when that occurred.
Right.
TV program, Latoya then said, well, I don't know, but I don't think he did it. But
on CNN.
but who can say? Well, why bother saying anything? Why? Because you're just contradicting yourself, and you're giving a bit of leeway so people can think, well, this is his sister, and obviously it doesn't look like she thinks he's innocent at all. Then you should just say no comment, and that's it.
I have said that lots of times. I've said no comments lots of times. However, you have not lived in the same house. You don't know what's gone on. You don't know what goes on.
I want to go to you.
No,
Lord.
you know what? I have a lot of brothers. They're not famous. They're Michael's brothers and sisters, too. Their last names are Jack. They were the Jackson Five.
Because
People
they
don't know them.
Because
Oh, you have no idea how they speak out. You have no idea how they feel.
Hold on, Latoya.
You have no
I'm not
idea how
saying
they
whatever
feel.
you say is not true. I'm not saying that. God knows.
And you
what
don't
happened.
know.
Hold on. God
I don't know if you're
But
Muslim
why
or
do you-
what,
why
but
do you
your
feel that
beliefs
you
are-
do yourself a favor? You say you're married to this man, yeah? Go and have a child with him. If he can do it, go and have a child, and then go and see how your mother
Please,
felt. when she
okay,
carried you
okay,
for
okay,
nine
okay.
months.
If you grew up the way I did, you
Shall I
wouldn't
wrap
have a
it up
child.
now? I'm
I'm
wrapping
gonna
it up.
adopt.